Yeah. First, what a good game. If you're a fan to come to Saluki Stadium and watch that, I feel bad that we were on the short end of that one. You know, we've lost two here at home. Our two losses at home have come with the last play there, and we've been on the short end twice, and that's gut wrenching. There's not a better way to put it. So tough way to lose. I'm proud of our team. There's really no moral victories. I mean, this is a loss, and we've lost two in a row. But I'm proud of the fight and the resolve that they showed to just hang tough, find a way to then regain momentum of that game, really outplay them in the second half, but just didn't do enough. And that's what I told our guys, that you can look to a lot of plays. There's never one play that gets you beat. There's not a referee that gets you beat. I think that as a competitor, you need to look at the 5 or 6 plays. As a coach, the 5 or 6 calls that you could have done differently to lead up to that, defining moment in the game. So this isn't on one guy or one series or anything. There's a lot of things that we could correct and get better, and that's what we'll do. And I stood up here, early in the season and said the same thing. We'll own the 2 losses here in a row, and it'll sting. We got a bye week to kind of regroup here and give them. They've done everything we've asked them to do for 9 weeks in a row, plus a month training camp. We've been coming to work here for 100 days in a row, and so we'll take a few days to step away, give them a little break, and then we'll work on some things and get ahead for North Dakota State and have a great week of practice. And yeah, our season comes down to we got to find a way to win the next time we step back out there at home.
The drive before the last drive, when you drove down the field and then there was the missed field goal, in terms of the way you're trying to time the drive to make sure they had as little time as they could, up until the third down play that lost yardage, was that going as well as you hoped it would?
Yeah, no, to think that you were going to get the ball with that, I don't know, what we get it with, like 6:30 or something like that, 5:55, 6 minutes. Yeah, to say that we were going to, pick up first downs, because we got it at the 12, I think. Javon Fair caught it at the 12, right?
I think it was.
No, that was after the touchdown.
After
the touchdown. So, yeah, we got it, and we really, played it out as good as we could. We kept picking up first downs. We ran it. We threw it. Nick scrambled for a couple, stayed ahead of the chains. We made them call their timeouts. They would have had one timeout and 40-something seconds to go down and try to kick a field goal themselves. Yeah, I mean, and you're right there in that third and medium range. A few plays that went through our head. It felt like, on that one, we had a run RPO, a screen that we'd been running, a few times in that game, same call. And so have to go back and watch the film, see what Nick, saw, but have no problem with where we were at. We've got to be able to make that kick. We didn't. We didn't lose the game just because of that. I was proud of the way that we kept all of our timeouts, and that's why you have to do that. And then gave ourselves a chance, and we kind of executed right there at the end to give ourselves a chance to put it in the end zone a couple times, and just came up a yard short.
Have you had a chance to look at the play yet, the last play?
No, Mike was just asking me that. I mean, just what everybody saw in the stadium. I don't know. From the look in the stadium, it looked like maybe they saw. I know those guys are trying to do the best job they can as far as the replay and stuff. So if they saw that his knee was down before he crossed the goal line, then that's what we got to go with.
Looking back on it, though, first half it just seemed like the defense just couldn't find an answer for Theo Dare or anything they tried to do.
No, we couldn't. They didn't punt. They scored. I think they only had 4 possessions. They didn't have a lot of possessions in the game. They really didn't have very many plays in the second half, but they scored on every possession, scored touchdowns on every possession. And, we'll just have to go back to the film. I can't really speak to – he just got in a rhythm. I think he was 20 of 22 in the first half for 308 yards, I think Mike's, or 250, and 4 touchdowns. And so, and a lot of those touchdowns came where it's very difficult to throw, 3rd and 10 from the 10 on the first one. I think he had a 3rd and 9 from the 9. Then he had a 3rd and 6 from the 6. And I said that coming in. I said all week, I mean, he's playing at a high level. I think Coach Reeder does a good job with them on offense, keeping them in a rhythm. They found what they've done. They won 5 out of 6. That's a good team. I mean, that's a top 15 team. I don't care. I don't know how these rankings get put together, but that's a good team.
I was asking Jacob this too. The passing, was it kind of a matter where the passing game was just working so well, and Nick was finding guys the way he did, but he kind of kept passing and didn't really run the ball that much, or was it just kind of a function of where Northern Iowa had the lead and you kind of had to throw? Or?
No, I don't think it was the lead. I felt like we were never in that like down by 3 scores where you just got to boycott the run. I felt like it was a pretty good mix of a lot of those throws were run pass options, that the throw portion was there. Nick did a great job. I don't know many that when you get graded, and we put him in a lot of you got to be like the point guard. You got to make great decisions. And looking back, I felt like he was just on point as far as reading the box right. And anytime they tried to pressure, we were able to spit some screens out there, which is hard on a defense. And I felt like he was in a good rhythm. I think some of the biggest throws, I mean, a lot of 3rd and longs that we picked up, that he stepped up in the pocket. I don't know the last time we've snapped it 70 times against Northern Iowa, not giving up a sack. A lot of credit goes to the offensive line for that. So that's why it stings so much. We'd be sitting here feeling a lot better, and that could have been really a defining moment in that stadium if it would have came out the different way.
So you're going into the bye week next week. Does that kind of make the loss sting a little more, or does it give you that time to kind of regroup?
Well, yeah, you'd feel a lot better if you're going home tonight with a win, and when you come back in the building tomorrow, winning. But we're not, and it's kind of like I've said up here before. You gotta own that, and there's no change in that. So we'll make what we have to out of that. We'll go to work, and we'll be diligent about the bye week. We gotta, like I said, I mean. This is the latest bye we've ever had, and so these guys have just put it on the line. Travel and school and practice and training camp. There's been no, they get 1 day off a week, but they, even the coaches. So we'll take this bye. We'll get out of here for a couple days. We'll have some good practices next week. We'll rest a lot of the guys that need some rest, and we'll put together the best plan and a focused group to come out here and find a way to get a win next time we step out there in 2 weeks.
Just on the last play, what was your view? What did you think? Did you think maybe he got in?
I mean, you'd like to think so. Obviously, I was at midfield on the sideline, so I didn't have a great view of it. But from what I saw on the big screen, it looked like he was into me. So I mean, that's out of my control, out of my hands. I think as a team, we really try to control what we can control, and that's something that we can't. So just gotta stay together, keep moving forward.
How disappointing was this result today?
I mean, yeah, it's mega disappointing. We've had 2 games now that have come down to the wire like that at home with SEMO, and now this one, and yeah, just stings.
In the end, how critical were some of the mistakes, the couple penalties here and there, and a couple of the other things that kind of happened that hurt you?
Yeah, of course. As Coach Hill always says, there's 6 to 8 plays that really change the game, and you got to go back and self-reflect. There's things that we could have done better to put us in better position to have the lead or win the game there at the end. So, yeah, I mean, there's always those critical plays.
The offensively today, it seemed like they were really trying to take away the run. All the passing you guys were doing, kind of an adjustment for what they were trying to do to you with their defense.
I mean, you could probably see it that way. I just think we were having success in the throwing game is really what it comes down to. I think we could have easily got the ball on the ground and ran behind those 5 guys up front. I think we can run against anybody. So, I mean, it's just we find a lot of success in the air. We got a lot of talented, skilled players in the backfield and out on the edge. So I think we just found a lot of success there today. I don't think it has anything to do with them being able to stop us. I don't think anybody can stop us, especially not these guys. They just got lucky today.
What was the message in the locker room after the game?
Yeah, Coach Hill, he just said you can't look at other people. You got to take a second, self-reflect. What could you have done differently in that game to win that game? And that's something we got to do every time you lose. There's always plays you can go back and correct, and like you said, those penalties, those critical mistakes, those lead to things like that. I mean, we could have won that game by a score, 2 scores, whatever it may be, if we fixed those critical mistakes. So that was the message, and staying together, moving forward into this bye week, coming together, getting rested up, and having a great showing against North Dakota State.
Nick, what was your view of the last play?
Yeah, I just saw him catch the ball. I couldn't really have an angle to see if he got in or not or anything like that, but yeah, I don't know. I saw him catch it. We put him in for those situations and he made a play, so really proud of him for that. And
Broke a personal record, I think, for most yardage in a game. I'm guessing you'd probably rather have the W than the record. How does that feel from your perspective?
yeah, you just said it. I mean, I'm not going to give a shit about that record. Honestly, we lost, and that's it.
What was the offensively today? It seemed like Jacob was talking about how well the passing game was working. That you guys didn't really run that much because of the success you were having in the passing game. Was that just kind of the crux of it today?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, that's my 3rd time playing them, and we've found success throwing the ball in each game. I thought we moved the ball well, throwing the ball, and that's just kind of how it went today. We try to pride ourselves on if we got to run the ball 50 times, we'll do that, and if we got to throw the ball 50 times, we can do that too.
What was the message that was going around the locker room after the game?
Yeah, just like that we're really proud of our guys. We fought our off, and it's not on any one person. There's a lot of stuff that we could have done better